My guest for this episode is Jamie TK. Jamie TK is a Melbourne-based electronic music producer, DJ, and filmmaker. His YouTube channel has amassed nearly 2 million views, and he was best known for his cinematic travel vlogs. These days, though, he mainly makes electronic music. In this conversation, we explore why play is important for creativity and what it needs to exist, the importance of sharing art your way, and many more things. I hope you enjoy. I always get a little bit nervous when we start because I don't know what to say in the beginning. Do you know what I mean?
We have to do a clap?
No, we don't even have to do a clap, mate. That's what I'm saying.
I should have got my clapper out and said scene one, take.
Do you have the ability to write scenes on a clapper?
Yeah. Wow. It's like a whiteboard. So you just get a whiteboard marker and you write it.
Can you show me?
Rub it off.
Is it really easy to get? I've never seen one.
I can. Give you 2 seconds.
Sorry, I've never seen one in real life. I feel fascinated. I mean, this isn't really real life, but you know what I mean. Oh, look at that. It's so beautiful. I wasn't sure what to expect. You've actually got the colors and everything.
It's got something on it. It's got, oh no, you know what I've done? I haven't rubbed this off, so it's like, I'm going to have to put some like serious method on it to get it off. But like you literally get a whiteboard marker and you write scene. So you take one.
That's actually so nice.
And then you like...
Dude, no way.
Actually...
I love that you have that so much. Well, I reckon that's almost...
There you go.
That's almost a perfect intro for me, man.
That's the start. That's the intro.
Well, it makes it even more curious for me to ask you this first question, which is, what makes you, Jamie TK, interesting as an artist or a creative?
What makes me interesting as an artist or a creative? That's really hard. I don't actually think I've ever really thought about what makes me interesting. Honestly, I think it's just like being you. Is that too corny and cliche to say?
Maybe.
Like just being, or maybe just being authentically yourself and leaning into the things that you are uniquely interested in. I think that makes me unique. I've always found that like doing things that make me feel excited to create always pushes me in a direction where it becomes unique. If I like stay within the confines of like what I think it should be, or like copy trends, or like try to make something that's popular, it's always kind of sounds the same as everything else. But I think if you lean into things that you're just like inherently interested in or drawn to, then it becomes kind of unique. So I don't know if that answered your question. What makes me inherently
It doesn't
unique?
exactly answer the question, but it is very interesting. Well, we've thrown that word around a lot right now. So what makes you interesting is the stuff that you are interested in. So I guess that maybe as a way we can kind of mine this question a little bit deeper is, well, what are you interested in? And you can keep it to the box of right now, because that's a huge question, and I understand that it also changes over time.
Right now, I'm really interested in really exploring art in general, like everything to do with it. And that's not like confined to just creating music, but also, you know, creating video, creating story, acting, learning how to create and learning how to be a really like diverse artist, and just being able to like consistently show up and be free in everything I do. And I think that is something I'm definitely exploring, and it definitely like interests me. And I think with that, I think a huge interest of mine is like the natural world and the environment and nature. And I think that's something that always overlaps in everything I create and do.
Interesting, man. That's really fascinating. So,
Yeah.
what does the exploration of art look like for you at the moment? Because obviously it's like it's a giant beast to penetrate, right? Is it like, are you exploring the value of
Yeah.
art? Like, how do people create stuff? Is it process? Is it the challenge between commercial viability and like freedom of expression? Is it like, how do I just make a really, really tight kick drum or like a sick bass line? Like,
Yeah.
there's so much that could be in there, but what does exploring art mean for you right now?
Well, I guess I don't know. I'm in an interesting place because I'm pursuing a lot of different art forms at the same time, which has been a really interesting experience for me. Um, some background of what I'm doing is I'm doing acting classes at the moment and some short films, and the whole film world I'm kind of delving into. Like, I have heaps of friends that are filmmakers, directors, producers, actors. I also do film, so I'm also doing like commercial film in studios for brands and all that stuff. And then I've also got music. So there's kind of like three pillars: it's the acting, the filmmaking, and the music production. And I guess they all kind of have their own specific things that I'm constantly like learning, improving on, and focusing on. Like, I mean, acting kind of like started, and that's the most recent thing that I'm pursuing creative wise. And that was always supposed to be just a creative outlet to make it fun, just because video and filmmaking became quite monetized and my source of income. So it kind of, when that happens, it kind of loses the fun because you're constantly having to create for other people for money. So, and then music wise, music I have like put on the back burner a little bit to take a break for it because it became also a means to an end where it's like I have to be successful through this art form. So then I had to compromise what I was making and it started not being fun. So I guess in terms of like what each of the value is from each of these things or what I'm kind of pursuing is they're all kind of different. Like for acting at the moment, it has been fun. It's gotten pretty intense recently because I've gone up some levels. But it's always I'm always just trying to like find that play and that enjoyment and that fun out of it. And like you have to do the work and take it seriously and focus in on skills to improve. But it's always like at the end of the day, it's like bring it back to having fun and just playing with it. And I find that kind of has like that's when the best work comes out of it. And I think going through that process has made me realize the same applies to video and filmmaking and the same applies to music is you just have to keep coming back to having fun with it because once you start trying to go over the top and I guess hone in on things for specific reasons because you're like I need to get better at like piano or keyboard or performing to make money, it just doesn't like work. But if you're like I want to get better at performing because it's so much fun, it's how I express myself, then it's like I don't know, it's way better. So I think long story answer and me trying to work this out as I'm like talking is like probably
Yeah.
fun and enjoyment through these forms.
Man, it's so
Yeah.
fascinating to me because I feel like myself as a creative for the last, decade and a half, it's like I've always been posed with this quandary of how do you how do you take it seriously and make art that you care about, right? Care about, or is cared about, I should say. And I put that in inverted commas for a reason. But also
Yep.
enjoy it at the same time. It's this weird dynamic, this push and pull, because I don't know, there's so much content on YouTube, especially in like the music production space about like taking it seriously and you got to like sit down and make this many beats and you just got to make like 100 songs and then, you're going to make a hit. You just keep making, keep making, keep making, keep making, which is kind of bizarre. It's
Mm.
like min-maxing good music. I don't know. I don't know exactly know how to explain it, but there's a pull here, right? And that's why I want to talk to
Yeah.
people. This is what I want to figure out. I really want to try and put our heads together and figure out how to, in the face of, no, I want to learn to straddle both. Is what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. And
Yeah.
you're a very interesting
Yeah.
person here because it's like, well, your passion for video making, for filmmaking, became monetized. So in a sense, it's like you made it. in a way. Maybe you could argue that point because you're
Yeah.
working for other people's visions and it's not actually yours, but you're actually doing the things. You're like behind the camera. There's some degree of vision, I imagine. I'm not sure how much like creative control that you have when you are shooting for people, but I imagine it could be variable. Sometimes it's probably a really tight brief, and other times it's probably like, yeah, man, do whatever you want, and everything in between. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But in some
for
senses,
sure.
because you're actually making a living from your art form, you've made it in a sense, and yet that took the joy away from it from you.
Yeah. And I guess there is definitely a difference between kind of living as an artist and being paid full time as an artist, and commercially working in that area of your art kind of thing. Like, for example, like, to be an artist in music is like being able to create whatever you want, and people come to your shows and you're selling merch and you're selling albums, you're selling music, the stuff that you want to make. Whereas like we could just work in a studio and make beats for other people and like get paid for it, a full-time wage kind of thing. But then it's kind of like you're not actually, I mean, you are creating, but you're not. Like it's, and that's how I feel. Like I don't know if that's a good analogy for it, but it's like that's how I kind of feel with the film stuff. Is like when I started, it was like I was creating whatever I wanted, like travel videos, travel vlogs, and stuff, and I was getting paid from that. Not probably enough, not enough to survive. But since I started doing the commercial work and stuff, it like pays way better, and you kind of just, I guess it's like a sacrifice you have to
It's
kind of
an
make
it's an
for survival.
externalized force dictating what the outcome is supposed to be, as opposed to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I guess unless you are one of the lucky people, and I say lucky people because it seems to be a lot of luck to break out as an artist and get paid full time to actually just create whatever you want to create, then you have to, and a lot of probably musicians, artists would resonate with this. You have to do the side jobs and the side gigs, either within the industry or art form that you're pursuing, or something like more casual, like a cafe job or your full time job or your, I don't know, sales job or whatever it is. Yeah.
It makes me think, and I don't know, because you hear sort of murmurings through like TikTok every now and again, or maybe some sort of like label artist will come out and talk about this, right? Like somebody goes viral for their art, their authentic expression they just made in their bedroom, whatever, and then like now millions of people know about it. So you've got all these like institutions essentially just like trying to get a piece of them, and then something
Yeah.
happens. Then it's like, yeah, we want you to do that again, but we've also got a deadline and we've got expectations, and like we've got to like recoup our money, and we've got a bottom line, and you have to do this, and you have to do it again. It's like that kind of externalizes your expression in a similar fashion. It seems like not everybody can handle that. And so what that kind of hints at to me is that there could be a skill set, maybe, or a perception, or something. I don't know exactly how to quantify it, where like you could exist with that externalized pressure, saying, make this for me, this outcome, but you could also still treat it like play and fun so you can survive and enjoy it. Maybe I'm grasping at straws here. This
Yeah.
could be some like, you know, new religion type stuff, but who knows, brother? I don't know.
No, I agree with you. I think like, I think any form of success in what we do, like creating music and being an artist, is half business, half being like creating. You have to be good at like the business side, and you have to kind of play the game, I guess, play the game of commerce. Because if you can't make money from it, you can't survive full time to do this full time. And like, I think all our goals are to do this full time, to wake up every day and like make music, right? But if you can't be good at the business side, which is selling yourself as an artist and making enough money to survive, you can't keep doing it full time. You just can't. And that's fine. Like, I think that you have to decide whether you want to do this. It's just a hobby and it's just something that you like, just picking up the guitar and just playing. Or is it something that you're like, no, I want to do this and I want to turn it into a business? And unfortunately, I think there's just like that's just the way it works. Like, I don't think there's any other way you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, the more that I sort of explore this topic, the more that I think about what creativity means or how what are the laws that govern creativity. I kind of notice that it's always a dichotomy. It's like I want to be authentic, but I want to make something that people care about. I want to do it for play, but I want to be really good. It's like this weird push and pull dynamic, and it's maybe it hints at something more fundamental about us as human beings, as creatures, right? We're dynamic, we're tired sometimes we're energetic. Like maybe it has to be cyclic. Maybe that's a hint of an answer. I have no idea. But I just wanted to ask you a question because at least for me, this word gets me a little bit. I don't know. It's almost like leveled like an insult. Maybe it's just like an Australian thing. Since moving to Greece and talking to people about it, they don't seem to care so much. But this word hobby, do you know? It's just like if someone says to me, it's like, "Oh, music's a hobby. It's really good that you have a hobby like this." For some reason, there's a little bit of me that's just like, I get a little bit hostile. Do you know? And it's like, it's not a hobby, man. It's
I've been doing it for years.
how does that word make you feel? Does it feel? Or maybe let's be a bit more specific. Like, if you were to sort of say, "All right, music's from this point is just going to be a hobby," does that feel like a failure in a way?
I think it's no. I kind of think it's underrated these days. The word hobby. I think we've come to a point, like we've come to a time where like everything is on social media, and you've got all these like coaches and entrepreneurs and business gurus, and everyone's trying to monetize everything they do. It's just like the fad is to become an influencer, to become a TikToker and monetize like going fishing or monetize like hiking or monetize your running. And it's like, it's taking the kind of the fun and the reason these kind of things exist, these hobbies, I guess. It's like, I never would have kind of started music in the first place if I thought I had to monetize it and make it work. Because that would have been so like to open a door for the first time and look at all the channels and stuff and being like, you need to study this and it's going to take you 10 years to get good, and you know you need to show up every day and just like do it. It's kind of like I've never had a strict parents, but you hear those strict parents that make their kids do piano and stuff and then they grow up to hate it. I feel like I just wouldn't have like got to where I am with it. The only reason I kind of like got good at it was by like having it as a side thing that kind of just was a thing that I used to, I don't know, de-stress, or like I was studying at uni, and on the side I was like, I need a break from uni. Let's just go make beats, or let's go like listen to music, or let's go do this. And it was kind of just like it was a hobby, right? And I think maybe we need to take the mindset of like going back to making it a hobby, but like maybe it's a full-time hobby. Like maybe it's a thing where it's like, it doesn't have to work out, but I want to pursue it full-time and I want to like create full-time, and it doesn't have to like, and maybe that's the answer. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. A hobbyist's mindset, because you really are just focused on the craft. You focus on the moment, and you could say maybe like acting sort of takes that space right now for you, right? Where it's just you're going to lessons, you're learning about it. I don't know. Do you feel competent with where you're at as an actor? Do you feel like confident in your ability?
Not yet.
But there's like a staircase that you're climbing. It's like you can't really, like at a certain point there's more expression and creativity because you can sort of mess around with the material and you feel confident to do so, to like speak the language of acting, let's say. And there's something beautiful about that. Something beautiful about that to me, which is like it is a different thing if you think about like, all right, now like I'm going to film you for my short film. You have to say these lines and you have to act this way. Now it's like there's a measurement on the outcome. Maybe it's something like to draw on like quantum physics. It's like when something is measured, you know, it gets out of the superposition of like wave and particle and collapses into particle just because you looked at it.
Yeah. Depending on what scale you look at it, it changes.
Super interesting, man. Okay. Hobbyist's mindset.
Well, I think it just comes back to, again, just playing. and having fun and enjoying the process. And I think I've had a lot of time over the last couple of years where I've taken it too seriously and I've got stuck in the weeds of music. And it shouldn't be that hard. Like it's literally, we're just making music. Like it's not, you could pick up a guitar and write a song tomorrow, but it doesn't have to be like incredibly mixed and incredibly mastered and have the best keyboard in the world to like record the sounds off, or have like the best drum kit. Like you could literally make a guitar, like make a singer songwriter guitar and just play around. And I think that's like where we kind of need to like go back to, instead of comparing ourselves to all these other people who have made it, who have like a team of 10, 20 people behind them, like promoting them and marketing them. And it's just like protecting them because they're probably just having fun and writing.
Yeah, true, actually. Maybe.
And not thinking about all the shit that we as a solo artist have to think about. So I don't know. That's kind of like, I'm trying to put myself into that mindset as much as I can going forward with creation, and making it not as serious as I used to make it. Like I don't have to write the best hit in the world. I just have to write music that I'm happy with and just put it out and just keep that process going. And if I can do that once a month, then I'm pretty sure like in like 2 years, it'll be a full-time thing. And you won't even think about it. You're like, oh wow, this is cool. I'm doing this full time.
I got a piece of advice from a producer. I joined his like mentorship group for a couple of months. It was really interesting. But there was this piece of advice that he gave, which was, I asked him straight up. I was like, okay, seeing as if you've like presided in this industry over like lots of upcoming producers for a long time, for decades in this industry, what is the unifying quality between the ones that make it? So I'm looking for the secret sauce, man. I'm looking for the answer. And he just said to me,
yeah.
I'm a distiller, mate. I want the ingredient.
Yeah.
But he said to me, he was like, look, the only people that I've seen make it and do really well are like the kinds of people who are going to be doing it regardless of that success, regardless of if anybody knows or not. And then for me, that opens up like another question, which is like, well, what makes them able to stay in this place that we're talking about, kind of no matter what happens outside of them? Because it's like that to me, like, is, I don't know if it's an inherent trait or if it's a skill, a mindset shift. Do you need to meditate for the next 15 years so you can control your mind? What is it, mate? And so
travel to Nepal, do a full meditation retreat
in the Himalayas, man.
Get the secret sauce.
Below the death zone, but above 5,000 kilometers, so there's less oxygen for your brain to sort of get a little bit.
That's it.
That's the secret, mate. That's how we're going to find play.
That's the secret.
It's so interesting, man. Like, I think it's at some point, I can imagine, I'm just imagining almost like the amalgamation of Australian culture where it's like, he's just fucking around making songs. He's just playing. Doesn't do anything. There's no value in that. But then also at the same time, when like an artist does really well, it's like you want to give them heaps of money to watch them just play and have fun. It's like this. Yeah. It's like this really strange, like kind of dichotomy to me that I actually feel in myself as well. Depending on if that other person has been like validated by vanity metrics or money or fame or popularity or something like this. And I don't know, but that might be just like because of our tall poppy syndrome, perhaps in Australia, where we're fun in that regard.
Yes.
But I think that it's probably not controversial to say that I think we've forgotten how to play. We've forgotten how to have fun, or at least I have, man. I don't think I know what it means to have fun.
I think, I'm the same. I've gotten to a point where it's like similar feelings. And I think it is, like I was saying before, the rise of social media. And you feel like, I don't know, it's almost like you feel like you're almost being watched by everything you do, or everything has to be to a certain level and standard now. Whereas before like, I don't know, more early days of social media with like, let's say Instagram, for example, you would just post a picture of you and your friends, just like whatever kind of thing. Now it's like, it needs to be like curated, and it's like, you need to grow a following and you need to do this if you're going to promote your art and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I think the pressures, they're sometimes like subconscious, but I think they come through into making music, because if you're to say to yourself or to other people like, hey, I'm a musician, this is what I'm doing full time, this is what I want to pursue, then I think you have an expectation of yourself to show up the way that, like, I don't know, someone famous that's made it does, you know? Like, you'll look at like all these pop stars and they've got these best, like Dua Lipa, she's always constantly traveling, all these great photos, everything's so curated, and it's like that's the expectations on us as musicians to do that. Where it's like we need to like look at it with the mindset of the other way. It's like, no, we're here in our bedroom making music. This is the best. Like, just post stuff like that. Like, you making music in your bedroom, making cool stuff. Break the system. Show that you're having fun regardless of all this other shiny stuff around you. And I think that's, yeah, I think we just all need to have fun again and create.
Well, how do you?
It's not that deep.
It's not that deep,
serious,
man.
you
Just
know?
have fun.
Yeah, just go
I feel
have fun.
personally attacked by that. Well, how do you have fun? That's okay.
Sorry, calling you out.
I don't know how to have fun. What do you do for fun? How do you have fun at the moment?
How do I have fun? That's a good question. I have started going out a lot again, actually, to gigs and to events and to raves, to a lot of raves.
Okay.
Yeah, just like with friends who are all into kind of music and all going together and just like going to suss some random DJs. That's one big thing I've been doing, which has been also unraveling this as I'm like telling you like about it, because like a lot of these DJs, they're kind of like not that big. They're not making full time, but they're just everyone's there just having fun. Like, they're not worried about like throwing down a mad show. They're just like, we're here and we're having fun and everyone's in on it. You know what I mean? I would say that's a big thing. What else do I do for fun? The acting classes, that was for fun. That's solely for fun. And then I would say spending time in nature, going on hikes, going out for walks, going exploring. That's something I always love to do.
I really like that, because it doesn't sound like there's any pressure for you to be anything in all of those things. Well, maybe you could argue a little bit in the acting class because you're learning a skill, of course, but there's no judgment of what you're doing when you go to a rave. Man, you're raving so hard right now. No. You need to relax.
Yeah, literally. And I think that kind of environment as well is like very open and there's like no judgment there. It's like everyone's just there. Everyone kind of knows this like unspoken rule at a rave and stuff, that just everyone's together. It's about like unity. It's about like connection. So it's like no twat rule. This is like no dickheads, you know what I mean? Sometimes there's one or two, but like everyone kind of stamps them out. So it's like it's a good
this
vibe.
Is really beautiful. I want to go to a rave now. Yeah, like a warehouse rave, something gritty, you know, something urban.
You should. You're in Greece. Surely they'd have like some really, really cool
My friend
stuff.
told me that on the slopes of somewhere, not on the actual slopes of Olympus, somewhere maybe in the woods, I don't know, they actually have summer raves, like secret summer raves. That sounds pretty freaking. That sounds amazing.
You need to. I think while you're in Greece, you need to like find something like that. I feel like there'd be some underground ancient ruins, someone playing like opera, techno, or something, and you're just like, "What is happening right now?" This
deconstructed club. Yeah, man. Sometimes like I don't know where to look though. That's the thing. But you know what? We'll hold the space. I hope I can find something gritty and cool, because Athens has this like really cool. Like it has this like urban cool decay kind of feeling about it, which feels like it could go hand in hand with like secret warehouse party to me.
Yeah, and I feel like it that architecture and that like all the ancient artifacts and stuff kind of inspires their music. Like, you got a lot of opera and like a lot of like orchestral stuff. It kind of like works. It feels. I don't know. You tell me. Does it kind of reflect in the culture and the music, that kind
Definitely
of stuff?
Not opera. I mean, if you're thinking of like shows that they have at the little stadium ancient theater thing they have next to the Acropolis, like they do have a lot of classical music there and like a lot of highbrow stuff. But I'm thinking when I think of like music in the streets of Athens or Greece, I think of like traditional bouzouki music, rebetiko, stuff like this. You know, like
Cool.
local stuff, but not so much electronic music. This is the thing. I have heard that there is a bit of a scene growing here, but it is quite small. It is quite small. Though from some people, like we did a music video not too long ago for one of our songs, and when we were playing the song to people, this like part of the crew came up and they were like, "Yeah, I knew your music wasn't from here because it's like the standard is a lot higher," which was like a really weird thing to say. Which is a weird thing to say. So I don't know. I can't comment on like that because to be honest, I don't know a lot of Greek electronic musicians. I'm ashamed to admit.
Was that like a negative or a
I guess it was
positive
like a
compliment?
negative on like their perception of the Greek electronic music scene. I guess is the best way to put it.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Too polished, not like organic and raw enough
I
or
actually don't
something.
know, man. I realized now that I should have asked them to elaborate. We were kind of in the flow of like shooting and doing this and that, and I was kind of like, that was a weird thing to say.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. No, I'm just like I'm curious about the perspectives of that because I like a lot of people from a lot of different countries, their music taste and the things that they tune into in their ear is just totally different. Especially if they come from like a classical background or like me from electronic background. I notice totally different things than what other people will notice. So it's always really fascinates me like different cultures and their perspective on music.
people, at least from what I've seen here, they seem to be a little bit more open as a rule. And the way that I know this, because when I talk to actual Greek musicians and Greek artists, they're like, nah, man, everyone's super close minded. And they'll say different reasons, like it's like this or it's that. But from what I've seen when I go to gigs, I see a really wide demographic of people. Whereas in Australia, like if I go to a death metal gig in Australia, it's like one type of person is there. It's like middle-aged looking. It's like 30
Mm.
to like 40, 50 plus dudes with tats wearing like three-quarter denim and they're kind of sweaty and gross looking. They're all disheveled and they love having a smash in the mosh pit. It's like, that's
Long
exactly,
hair, whipping their
exactly.
hair
Wallet chains, the whole
back and
thing,
forth.
right? Like, I'm like, and that kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. But
Yeah,
here
yeah.
we saw a band called Gojira. They're like a French death metal, kind of experimental metal band. They're awesome. Really, really love them. But at this, it was a festival, and there was all sorts of demographics. There was like rave girls. There was families, literally. There was just like normal people all kind of hanging out, and everyone was in it together. And I just felt like, oh, sweet. It feels like I'm just like chilling at a park or something. It's nice.
That's
But
cool.
there was
I
like mosh
like
pits and
that.
this and that. And I've seen that consistently as a few
Yeah.
times.
All the kids were jumping in the mosh pit.
Having a
Like, whoa,
whack,
whoa.
having a whack.
You have to be this
Yeah.
tall. You have to be this tall to enter the
Exactly.
mosh pit.
Oh man. And so that's what I think. And I have to,
Oh.
I'm a bit ashamed to admit that we've not really explored the scene here, especially like going out and playing or doing shows or anything like that. So we have to hold that space. But I also can't remember the tangent of why we got here.
Me either. But like, hey, that was great. That was very interesting. I'm very interested to explore like that side of music, like the cultural differences. But you should definitely, I reckon, in a couple of podcasts back time, you get a report back, explore more of the local scene and
Jamie,
report
this is what
back.
I've learned. Yeah. We'll do a special
Yeah,
special
yeah, yeah,
recap
yeah, yeah,
episode.
yeah, yeah. We'll do another episode and report back.
I'm really bad at homework, so you might be waiting a
Uh,
long time, mate. But it's kind of interesting. So obviously, one thing I really wanted to ask you was, what has pursuing
hmm.
art given you? And I feel like this is an interesting segue because culture and art, creative expression, people, connection, there's a bit of a through line between all of these things. And in some ways, like I don't know, I'm having a unique thought, something like a brand new baby thought. I've never thought this before, but it's like maybe there's so much pressure to be validated as an artist through vanity metrics, million streams. I'm playing all these festivals, I'm doing this and whatever, because it's like music making, at least for me, has actually been divorced from connection for a very long time. And even when I was playing in bands and making music for people with like, bandmates and stuff like that, it still kind of felt disconnected from a scene or a community, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Whereas if you think about like music traditionally, I watched a video on the Dominican Republic, specifically bachata dancing, because I started doing Latin dancing like about a month ago.
Cool.
Anyway, I did,
You
yeah.
did.
Yeah, I've done 4 lessons, mate. I'm getting my groove on.
That's
Yeah, but,
insane.
but
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
really
Whoa.
I was curious about the cultural roots of this. This girl went there to she went there to basically learn bachata or like kind of understand it culturally, or whatever. And in the Dominican Republic, at least where she was, it was literally everywhere. Like the dance, the music, people doing it was like you couldn't separate it from just like a normal night out. You could dance it at the gym, at the coffee shop. You could dance it just like at dinner. It was everywhere. And then I kind of think about like music to me now, it's like you have to specifically seek it out. Or if you're making music, you kind of you have to like really organize it with people. Hey, come over, let's what time are you free? Friday 5 p.m. in 3 weeks? Cool. Let's tentatively lock it in, like it doesn't spawn.
Yeah, let's lock in an hour window, and then you just show up, and then we've got to create in that
We've
hour,
got to
and
make
it's
some,
like,
yeah.
let's go try to do something and try get some songs down, yeah.
And maybe that's the pressure to like get vanity metrics, because it's like, well, then I'll be connected to lots of people. Yay! I'm gonna feel awesome. I'm sharing it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really interesting. I think it has kind of lost some sort of connection, and it may be due to that, because, well, maybe for me personally as well, like one of the things I want to do in the next year or so is just create more music with people again. And I don't even care who they are. Like, I don't even care if they play the violin, or like, I don't know, they're only a keyboard artist or something. It's like, let's just create something. Let's just like have fun and just like throw down and see what happens. And I think it's yeah, something that's kind of like lost. It's definitely kind of lost that a bit in what we do as artists. And I think bring it back to community and creating. And I don't want to keep bringing up like rave culture and stuff, but there has been this huge resurgence in that scene and that culture and that kind of electronic music, like the underground, which has been like really, really cool to watch, because it's been about that. It's been about like connection and community, and all these people just kind of making music from their bedrooms, kind of showcasing it, working with other people, and it feels like community again. It feels like there's a connection, and once you're in that kind of like scene, you like, whoa, you kind of get sucked into it, because it's like this, and it's like this movement that's happening, and it's like it's almost rebelling against all the sounds that were like kind of mainstream radio for the last 10 years. You kind of got exhausted from all these like things that were happening, and then all these people underground like, we just want to play with cool sounds and make really weird stuff, and that's what's been happening, and it's really, really cool.
Man, that sounds so attractive to me. Like that sounds so like such a desire to be a
Yeah,
part of something like that. I wonder, can you name any artists from that scene off the top of your head? No pressure if you can't.
it is like a massive scene at the moment, but I would say like, for example, the DJ Heartstring is doing a big show in Melbourne at the Woolshed. Like there was literally tickets on sale today. My whole friend group chat was like, "Who's going? Let's go! We're going to this massive rave. Let's do it!" And then tickets literally sold out within like 10 minutes of this massive venue. And I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy! Like that's actually pretty crazy to happen in Melbourne. Like this movement, this many people on board with that." Um, I would say like Kiki did a show here. She's techno. I'm not really into that scene in techno and stuff, but I'm like, it's pulling me in more and more, because it's like this is kind of like when I first started making electronic music. The pull towards it was like there was all these DJs in Melbourne that were making this underground stuff that was becoming big overseas, because it had its own like energy, its own uniqueness, and its own scene. Yeah. And it hasn't been that for a while. That kind of went away. And I don't know if like COVID, even before COVID, it was like dying. And I think recently it's kind of came back with resurgence because I think people after COVID were just really craving that. And then, yeah. But I mean, electronic is very different as well compared to like bands and other kind of genres of music. But I do know in Melbourne, there's also just a lot of like stuff with bands and metal and all that happening where all these bands are connecting and kind of supporting each other's shows. So I guess going back to your point is like, yeah, maybe it is like maybe if you're feeling disconnected, it's maybe not a matter of like it doesn't exist. It's like kind of finding where you kind of fit in and what you want to do. And maybe like I don't know, maybe like your music, some people's music is too niche and it doesn't fit in with the local scene. And then I don't know what you do then, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I had that. I mean, that's been me. I made chill music for ages, and that's like not a thing in Melbourne or Australia. No one really makes that kind of stuff. So I think you've just got to kind of find your audience online and stuff. But then that's almost impossible as well. But I think maybe there is something in like not being too precious about your sound and who you are as an artist, and kind of like being able to kind of mold with collaborations and be inspired by local stuff that's happening and get involved in that movement.
You know,
I don't know.
I think listeners are a lot more genre agnostic than ever before. You know, I've been listening to a lot of two artists I've been listening to a lot is McGee and Dijon. And like Dijon in particular has this like really bizarre blend of like country, R&B, but then also like this, like he's got this like really strange, choppy, samply electronic influence as well. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's just like the journey that you go through while listening to his music is just like, there's nothing that can quantify this in like a single word, to me at least. And McGee's sort of the same way as well. It's just such a big, beautiful melting pot of influences.
Yeah, I've started seeing that more and more. I don't know if it's like something I'm seeing more and more, or something that I'm just becoming more and more aware of. That big artists that are doing like doing things, releasing actual albums that are doing well. It's not just one genre. It's not just like an album full of like house music, like 12 tracks of just the same 4-on-4 beat. It's like there's a lot of different stuff chucked in there, and it's totally, it's so broad and different, and I don't know. And I don't know if that's like maybe the difference between a good artist and someone that's just starting. Is someone that's just starting thinks they need to stay in like their genre or like pick a lane. Whereas I always see like the artists that do the best, it's like that it still sounds like them. All their music still sounds cohesive, and it sounds like it's coming from them, which I don't think they can help. I think they just write it and it just naturally sounds like them. But they don't stick to one genre. They like writing kind of whatever they want to write. And it's kind of, I find it more appealing to listen to because I'm like, I don't know what this artist is going to drop next. All I know is I'm going to like it. I'm going to listen to it. And I know they're going to do a good job. Yeah.
And I like for me personally, like the reason why I love Dijon so much is because there's like something genuinely exciting about the fact that I don't really understand what I'm listening to. Or how those two elements come together. It's just like, it's something so fascinating. It's like, what is happening here? You know, maybe that comes back to the exploration that you said at the beginning. It's like you really you're interested in exploring art. And I guess that's what exploration really means, right? It's like, there's something over there. I don't know what's over there, but I'm going to go find it out. Collapse it into the
yeah.
known.
The curiosity. And I think with that, every time I've like felt uninspired by writing music, or every time I've kind of written something that I'm like, whoa, what did that come from? It's always been exploring something different that I haven't done. Like whether let's say I've been writing house music for a couple months and I'm just like, I'm not feeling inspired with this. If I like change up the beat and make like something completely different, like maybe a trap beat or like I don't know, drum and bass beat or like something totally different. And that's when my best stuff comes out. I'm like, whoa, this is cool. And like yeah, this is, and it's exciting and it like sucks you in. So I think it is something where it's like, we're not meant to kind of overthink what we're supposed to be writing. I think we're just supposed to just kind of follow what influences us. If you hear something cool, like if you're walking around Greece and say you're saying bachata, you've been doing bachata, man, if the beats of bachata are like, you're like, that's a cool beat, maybe I should write something, write it. Because you never know, like mixing what you know already with that beat, that's going to be something no one's like created before. And instantly someone like me is going to listen to it and be like, whoa, that's interesting. Like, what is that beat? Especially someone that's never heard bachata before. They don't know the rhythm. So they're, to them, that rhythm's totally new. And they're like, whoa, this artist is so unique. But it's like, for you, you're like, oh, yeah, I just copied the bachata rhythm that I'm dancing to every Thursday. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. I've always had, because obviously I came into the electronic world through the back door sort of thing. Like I started as a session drummer and I played a lot of like death metal, progressive metal, like fusion, jazz, soul, everything. But I really got interested in Latin music, playing a lot of samba, playing a lot of bossa nova, batida alto. And like from a drummer's perspective, it's like really fascinating because it's like all these really complicated layered rhythms that are really fun to play. Really hard to execute authentically, I'd say, just because like you don't grow up with the music, you don't grow up with the feel of the rhythm because it's not to the grit. It's something a little bit more in the crack, let's say. And I think that influence has always come out in my beats within our music. You know, that's why I love to just put like really weird like topper patterns as opposed to like 2 and 4. It's like I kind of need it to be like anticipating here or a bit late here and kind of like have these grooves that kind of like lilt and kind of like they snap and in these weird ways. So I think that influence is already coming out, and I can't really stop it.
That's good. Lean more into it.
Well, actually,
maybe just lean into it.
I actually have been. It's funny. Like I got really fascinated the last couple of days about like obviously everyone talks about hooks. You want your melody to be a hook, gets an earworm, gets stuck in your head, whether it be like from an instrumental lead or like a vocal or whatever. But I think to songs like, for example, 2 Jamie XX songs, Gosh and Loud Places, right? Like in Gosh, like the catchiest part of that song to me, at least before you get to like the lead that comes in, is that really strange synthetic percussion white noise thing. Ba, 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 ba. It's like when I'm listening to that song and having a good time, it's like I'm singing that. And that's so strange to me because it's completely atonal. And I just like I drew a line between that to like there's an instrument in I think it might be from Brazil. It's called the agogo bell. Regardless, it's like 2 little bells that sit like this, and you play ding ding dong ding ding de dong dong ding ding dong. It's like such a cool instrument. But it's like I started looking to this instrument and the patterns that they play to sort of make sense of this like type of atonal hook. And I really love this. I'm totally drummer pilled, man. You can tell.
Yeah, no.
Oh man.
Love it. Yeah, that's insane. Like, and I think you can do that. I think you can write a song where it's just a drum hook. Like you said, like Oh Gosh by Jamie XX is like the perfect example. And like I listened to that song on repeat just for that.
Yeah. I'm so glad you know exactly what I'm talking about. And Loud Places as well, like that like formant shifting ding 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 ding. It's like something about it. It's just so catchy.
Reminds me of just someone hitting a glass like this.
Exactly.
And it's just like
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, let me ask you just a couple of quick ones, and then we'll wrap up, okay? Because it's so funny. I come in here with an agenda, and then I get to literally none of it. Okay.
That's the beauty of the podcast. You never know where it's going to go.
We're exploring and having play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
We're doing all the things that we've been talking about. How we're trying to understand how we do more. That was really.
How we
that was really bad English.
Yeah. No, I loved it. This is how we do.
I'm just playing with language, brother.
We're you're just playing around. We're just playing. We're putting it into, what do you call it? My brain's not working.
I know. We've been speaking. We've been concentrating very hard for 50 minutes, but it's okay. We're almost done. All right. I want to ask you, in your creative process, and I don't want to limit it just to music. You can talk about film or acting, anything. In your creative process, what is the most exciting part to you right now? It could be the synth, the VST you've been using, the production technique. It could be the, I don't know, the specific like lens length, anything. What's exciting to you right now?
What is exciting? I think it's just like doing stuff I haven't done before or trying something new and different. That is like that is exciting because I feel like there's I don't know there's two things that are like popping into my mind. One's like playing it safe with creativity, and it's very easy to do when you've like done something that works and you can do it again. I'm thinking with just music, if you write a song that you're like, that worked, let's write that similar kind of beat and go in that direction. It's like not as satisfying. Same with film. It's like if you know your angles and you know what's going to look good, if you just keep doing that process, it's like, it's fine, but it's kind of boring. Same with acting. Like I could easily read a script and be like, I know how I could do this. Like it wants to be done this way. But it's once you look at it and be like, what if I just went a bit nuts on this bit? Or what if I went a bit crazy here and did this? That's when it's fun, right? It's like, what if I just got the drums and just crushed them with a compressor?
Just run it through.
Then you're like, whoa, what
Just
is
run it through
going on?
Clip, mate.
Like, this
Turn
is
it
crazy.
up. Kill it. Chop off those peaks.
Yeah, literally. Let's just reverse the drums. What if we just take the drums out and has no
I've been
drums?
making a lot of drumless music, I have to say. Yeah.
Really? See, you've been doing it.
Just take the drums out, man. Don't need them.
I should try that. I love my drums. I love drums.
Me too.
That's coming from a drummer too. You've just taken all the drums.
Don't need 'em.
Wow.
Don't need them.
Wow. You're crazy. But that's exactly it, right? Because like you would be like so used to drums and love drum programming, and that's probably like your bread and butter because that's your thing, right? But to actually be like, let's make stuff without drums, like that's like exploring just unknown territory.
It always feels like to me like it's like there's something more emotional about it. Like drums has always been weird to me. There's like maybe look in like session musician in like the musician band world, it's sort of like everybody hangs shit on the drummer and the bassist because it's like, oh, you're not real instruments, blah, 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 whatever. And like, drums, it's like music has color. And if you sit at a piano, there's so much color available to you. You can be angry, you can be sad, you can be happy, you can express so much stuff. But on a drum kit, like the range of emotions that are available to you, it's like it's different. And it's more like the movement of the emotion. It's like there's something more primal about it. I don't know exactly how to quantify it, but like I can't be sad behind the drum kit, let's say. I can be angry, I can be chaotic, I can be frenetic, I can be like smooth, I can be like laid back, I can be, it's like it's interesting. It's like it's a different quality of emotion. But when I sit down and I make stuff without drums, it's always like more there's like euphoria, there's like sadness, there's like regret, there's grief, there's like something about it that there's like an intensity that I can't capture behind the drum kit. And that's what I feel most fascinated by. That's what I'm most fascinated to explore right now. And I think that's just what's like really coming out. And I don't know, the second that I put rhythm to it and drums, and it loses something about that quality.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, for sure. I guess it's like it reminds me of orchestral music or like symphonies. Like they don't really have drums to it. They still have rhythm, but it's more instrumental and layers and emotion and expressing those emotions. And yeah, it just sounds like you're kind of exploring that world.
Pretty much. It's like the difference between like slowly opening up the filter, like the cutoff on like a super saw. And as it just like starts to open up more and more, it's like it's screaming at you. And there's like, depending on the context of that can be like so hype and so energetic and just like release into euphoria. Or it can be almost like really like grief, like swelling and exploding and like threatening to consume you. Like I'm thinking of one of my favorite progressive house tracks is 777 by Deadmau5, because there's like this really beautiful moment. It's almost like I don't really know how to quantify the theme. It's almost classical in nature. Like it's got different movements, right? But there's this little bit where it kind of breaks down to just like piano by itself, and then slowly, this like it's really simple. It sounds like it's just one oscillator, a sawtooth, just starts to open up, and I don't know, man. There's just something about it that just it even gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Like it's wonderful.
Yeah, he is a good
Oh yeah,
composer, Dead Mouse.
oh yeah. Have you seen the clip of him accidentally making
Yeah.
Sandstorm?
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, yeah. And he's like, "Wait a
Hold on a
second,"
minute.
and he just recreates the synth. And he's like, "That's
What a
funny."
beautiful moment. Okay, so in short, the most exciting part of your creative process right now is just exploring new horizons.
Yeah, I think exploring new horizons and constantly just pushing myself that little extra out of my comfort zone, because I find that's where you find the gold, but that's also where you kind of learn and grow and push yourself as an artist. So every chance I get to like push it a little further and to go somewhere unexplored is like great, because then I learn more about who I am as an artist, as a person, and then it stretches, gives me confidence that now I'm capable of doing that thing.
I wrote down in my little notebook here, or I was about to write down as you're talking. It's like, can something be play if there is no uncertainty?
If there's no
Yeah,
uncertainty, can it be play?
know everything. You've acted this scene 50 times before. You've seen this. You've shot this shot 100 times before. You've made this song. You've experimented with this synth, with this genre, whatever. Can it be play still?
That's such an interesting question. I need to process it. I feel like you need to always find something new in it, right?
You need a little bit of danger.
I think it should be.
You need a little bit of danger. Go play on the road. Close your eyes while you're driving.
Well, the best, yeah. Well, the best. It's actually interesting because I was DJing a 30th on the weekend, and I met another DJ there, and we were chatting for a while. And he says he does a lot of weddings and stuff. And when you kind of do weddings, you do a lot of pop music, and you mix a lot of pop music, and it's like notoriously hard to DJ pop music and all that kind of different genres. They don't have, intros, outros, like whatever. There is certain ways, like you learn certain tracks that go with other tracks and certain transitions that just work from one track to another. And he was saying, he's like, I know my pop set, I could be like absolutely blind drunk and I could still do my pop set. I could have my eyes closed and still do it. And I said to him, I'm like, yeah, I get that, because you learn the transitions and you know it so well, right? It's like playing, I don't know, a song in a band or something. You just know it so well on your guitar, and you can just play it. But I was like to him, I'm like, I kind of get bored though. I like the uncertainty of not knowing what song I'm going to play next when I'm DJing. Like I have no idea what I'm playing next. I love that adrenaline. I love trying to like, okay, now I have to like mix it and figure this out right now. And what am I going to do? You just like improvise kind of thing. And he was like, yeah, I agree. Cause sometimes I play that set and he's like, it's just like work to me. I just don't enjoy it. It's like fine, whatever. And it just reminded me of that question that you said. It's just like, once you know something so well and you do it the same way, it's like, unless you can find something new in it and you can still explore into that, then I don't think it's play. Because like, if you're doing exactly the same thing every time, I don't think it's play. Even on stage as a musician, and you know the songs really well, and say I'm playing the same DJ set, I could still do things in my performance that make it play, just because I'm playing the same song. Like maybe I'm playing the guitar, but then I'm also like going out to the audience and like waving at people, and that's play. I would still count that as play. But I don't think if you're doing it the exact same way every time, I don't think that's play, and I don't think that's enjoyment.
Yeah, because like those things that you're mentioning, it's like there's a little bit of risk involved. You might fuck that up. You might fuck that up somehow. You might look like an idiot. People are going to laugh at you and be like, oh, that thing didn't work. He dropped his guitar. He didn't strap it properly. He didn't drop the strap properly. It fell on the ground. It was horrible. It was really funny. But like,
But then that happens and everyone goes nuts. They're like,
Yeah,
"Whoa, like it's real.
yeah.
Like it's actually real. Like he had it like that strap broke. Like that's insane." And he picked it up and
He
he
didn't
kept
care.
going.
He didn't miss a
You
beat.
know,
That was so punk.
he just shit. Yeah, he laughed at it. Like that's
You know, we
crazy.
said we said something before. We had like a little note about hobbies and social media and talking about being like super curated and stuff like that. And then like and it's interesting. I see a connection between what we're talking about and that, right? It's because like social media, it's like you want everything to be perfect. It's the hottest angle of you, your body. It's like the best curated. Like the light is perfect, and you even chuck a filter on or whatever. It's like the most sexiest moments of your life, like the most attractive. It's like perfect, perfectly curated. Yeah, and that's all we see, mate. But yeah, you need to be a little bit. You need a little bit of danger. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you do. It needs to be. It needs to be raw. It needs to be real. I think a lot of the stuff that's missing is rawness and realness. Is everyone's playing it too safe and tiptoeing around. Like they're not actually. I think people are just like holding back and not expressing what they actually feel because they're scared that it's like not the norm, or that's like not how you use social media. But I have also at the same time seen a rebellion and a resurgence of people using it really organically and using it in the way it's meant to be, and it's like really cool and inspiring. And they always do really well.
It makes me think of like the early days of YouTube. It really was just like the most random shit that anybody could concoct. Like, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter what it looked like. It didn't matter how well it was lit. It didn't matter like the how many pixels like your footage contained or like was a profession is the audio professional da 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 da. It was just I don't know. Let's make something.
Yeah. And I think it's come from monetization and people have realized you can make money off this stuff. And once money gets involved, it always compromises. Well, we were talking about this at the start of the episode. It always compromises the right now it needs to like reach as many people and you need to hack the algorithm, and to do that you need to have this higher quality camera and you need to have a hook at the start and you have to have this sound at the start that attracts people, and it's like attention hacking. It's not art anymore. It's not like creating videos for the story and the purpose. It's literally to just grab people's attention so you can ride the algorithm, get famous and make a bunch of money.
Well, you know, if play needs danger, risk is inherently there's an uncertainty there. There's an inconsistency there because sometimes it's going to work out, sometimes it's really not going to work out. And if your goal is to get attention, get views, right, or even make something consistent, a consistent quality of output, let's say, it's like you don't have any margin for error. You can't. Let's say if you want to make. Oh, come on. Let's hold on to the point, man. My neurons, they're working hard, man. They're working hard.
Go on, brain, push through.
It's like you can't. Yeah, you can't afford to play because you need to be consistent. But then again, like if you zoom out from that, it doesn't matter if like the reel you posted didn't do so well because you can just make another one. But by golly, it doesn't feel like that.
No, well that's the problem with it all. Is it's like it's all been taught to us by these like I guess social media hackers or people who have like, oh, I've worked out the algorithm. Oh, I know how to get you from 0 to 100,000 followers. And it's like, you got to post 7 times a week and you got to do this and you got to do this. And you got to realize those people have made their career off posting that advice and getting people like us hyped up about posting 7 times a day. And it's like, man, this guy knows what he's talking about because he's got heaps of following. It's like the people that make courses about how to sell courses to people that make courses.
Man,
You know what I mean? It's like a pyramid scheme
like
kind of thing. And social media is full of that kind of like it
it's
is. It's like it's
dude, it's
Illuminati.
it's my favorite genre of like business advice is like the people who tell you that the only way to make money is to like make courses. It's like it's really funny because obviously like you know during a gold rush sell shovels. So it's like of course like you know every producer musician like they want to know how to become successful. So I'm going to make a course that tells you how to become a successful producer. But then you are the person telling guys like me how to make the course to sell to the people. Man, that's my
That's it. That is literally it. And social media is full of that shit, right? And you've got to block it out and work out how to use it for you, I find, is like if you just want to post, like you don't have to post 7 times a week and stay on that hamster wheel. What you should be doing is writing maybe 7 songs a week, because that's the more important thing. And then just like organically posting that song and be like, yo, this is what we wrote today. It sounds pretty cool. Have a listen. And then people will be like, man, that's pretty cool. You should release that. And then you're like, oh, well, I've just got instant feedback saying people like that song, so let's release it. And I think that is the better way and the more healthy way to go about it.
It's real.
Instead of trying to like, yeah, it is real, but it's also you're kind of using it to kind of tip your toe in. Like maybe I don't know, you write 7 tracks in a week and you're like, I don't know if these are good. Let's just like put some demos out and show people. And one of them might pop off and then you're like, oh, well, let's finish that track. Let's like scrap the other 6. It's like get real-time feedback.
It's like you're putting down a really interesting and kind of tantalizing paradigm shift in a way, because it's almost like in music marketing, right? It's like you write something, you mix it, you master it, and then you got to figure out how to package it and sell it to people. And obviously a lot of that is like, how do I make reels that are interesting enough? I made the song of the summer. Woo! I'm going to do that 50 times.
Yeah, jumping on those trends.
It's like you're saying, you're talking about something that could be more like documenting the actual process. It's like the closer it is to the source of creation, the more authentic it will thus be. And then hopefully, if our theories are correct, people will actually connect with it deeper.
Yeah, which is exactly what Fred again did. It's exactly his whole shtick was just like this is a beat I'm making, and it would blow up. And then he would have to like, he'd be like, oh fuck, now I have to release this in the next 2 months. So he would have to like try as best he could to finish it over these next 2 months just to release to people, because it was so hyped. And he's like continued to do that for even now. He will be showing beats before they're even finished in the like studio with these like Skepta and big rappers and big singers and big artists. And I think people like that. People like seeing like what's happening, what you're working on, what you're doing. And I think we've gotten to like, I don't know if it just came from, maybe it was the best way to market before social media was like, make sure everything's ready, don't reveal it, then all of a sudden push it and be like, this is my new track, it's out and stuff. But I think it's just, like you said, there's a huge shift, and it should be now it's the other way around. I think it's like you're showing you creating as you go. And I think as an artist that's like just starting out or trying to grow a following, it is a way more sustainable way to like work and to get feedback quickly on stuff. Because maybe you have 5 ideas and you're like, I don't know which ones I should finish or if I like any of these. Just go like post to post, like, hey, this is 5 songs I'm working on. Like, let me know which one's the best. And I'll guarantee you've picked, like, you'll have some friends, you'll have some followers. They'll be like, number 3, yeah, number 3. Everyone's like, whoa, yeah, number 3. And you're like, oh shit, let me do number 3. And then that time you're organically posting, you're building a community, you're engaging on a level that's different with your audience, and they're helping you discover what's good and what's not for music.
Man, there's something about what you're saying that's actually exciting me. You know, I really like this as an idea for 2 reasons. One, I forgot the second reason. Hopefully it'll come back. But the first reason is it kind of takes the pressure off, because there's this like, you know, like talking about the way I've released, I don't know, 20, 30 songs or something like that through various bands and various iterations and stuff like this. And I can't shake this feeling of like, when you collapse the song down into a master, there's nothing you can do anymore. So getting feedback from people is sort of like it's useful, but it's also kind of too late. You know, I can't do anything about it. I can't really learn from it, especially the delay between a master and when it's released is typically like a while, right? We should know we've got a song that's going to be released soon that's been mastered for like 2 years, right?
Yeah. We should talk about this after this podcast. Stay tuned,
Callie wants to tell me, she wants me to tell you the release date to see if it works for you, because it might be sooner than you think.
Deal.
Anyway.
Yeah. So anyone that's listening to this, we have a song coming out.
Do.
So,
and it's actually,
follow us on social, because it will be actually coming out very soon. And we need to do some post before release. And we should just like, let's just like,
we have to learn from what we're talking about when it comes to the marketing. But because we did it so long ago, we don't have any like direct to air content. Damn it.
No, I'm sure we could dig
We could
something
do
up.
something. We'll talk about it.
Anyway,
But
anyway,
it,
what
it
was
takes
your
it takes the pressure
back
off.
to your
So it's
point?
like you can kind of iterate in real time. And then my secondary point came back to me. My neurons are working, mate. But you said that like Fred again, this is what he's doing, and it's like I kind of circled in my notes. Play needs danger. There's something kind of dangerous. There's something very uncertain about that. When something's not finished, there's so many possibilities of where it could go. And then not only that, that's kind of scary to me if I'm going to be honest, but also if you're doing that in front of people and people are genuinely vibing that, man, then it's like, am I going to deliver to their expectations? That's kind of scary. And then I wonder if that's not too overwhelming, if that's actually kind of fun. Maybe not in the moment, maybe looking back, it's like at least compelling in a way for you to actually get some stuff finished.
Man, that would scare me. That's for sure. I think you do have to have that level of confidence in your work as an artist to be like, I think there's a level of just like not sorry to the audience, but like just don't give a shit about the audience at that point. Like, yeah, I mean, it's so counterintuitive. It's so like, hey guys, here's the thing I'm working on. Tell me if you like it or not. And they're like, yeah, we like that. But at the same time, you got to be like, okay, I like that too. Like, I don't give a shit about you guys. Like, I got to make this for me. Because
Yeah,
if you're trying to like guess what they like, I feel like it's just going to be shit. But if you're like you're the artist, you're the expert on this of making this track, so you have to just be like, I need to trust that what I'm interested in, the audience is going to be interested in, and just go for that. I think that is scary though. That is very scary. I don't.
yeah. Do you know,
Yeah.
for some reason, I don't know why this is such a whack analogy that's about to come out of my mouth, but it sort of reminds me of like going on a roller coaster. You're like, oh, it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. I'm super brave. I'm not going to be scared at all. And then you get in the roller coaster and it's starting to like take you up the hill. And you're just like, you're starting to feel really scared. But then I don't know, at least for me, I start to get this like narcissistic bravado. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. And then I'm looking over the thing. I'm like, actually, this is really high up. And it's like this oscillation between
Yeah.
these two states. I'm really scared. No, I'm not. I'm super brave. I'm really scared. Oh, I'm not. I'm really brave. And it sort of sounds like the same thing. It's like,
Yeah.
I think there hasn't been a time I've gotten on stage where I haven't cared about what the audience thinks, but as I'm playing and performing, I kind of go between like, man, I don't give a fuck what people think. I'm just going to do my thing. And other times I'm just like, oh my God, I hope no one noticed that I like missed that 1/16th note ghost note in that like phrase like 4 bars back.
Yep. Yep. 100%. And but I think that's always it, right? Whereas I think that's why we do this is because of that line of like fear and fun, and it's almost like the same thing. I think they must be related in the brain, fear and like fun, because I feel without a little bit of fear and edginess, it's just like not as fun. You know what I mean? Without trying something new or putting yourself out there, it's just not as exciting and fun.
Next time yeah,
So I think,
I was
yeah, what
just
were
going
we
to say
gonna
some
say?
bullshit. Next time I cross the road, I'm going to close my eyes. I'll report back.
Oh, yeah. Hey, might be fun
Yeah,
for you.
whatever.
I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend anyone that's listening do that.
It is close to home because my favorite barista, she disappeared for a few months, and then when she came back, I was like, "What happened to you?"
Oh
She's like, "I got
no.
hit by a car when she was just walking." So
Oh,
it's quite common.
with her eyes closed
I
across
think
the
she was
room.
looking.
Oh
I think she
no.
was looking. So I don't know if it
She
matters
was
here.
looking. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Yeah. But I think going like full circle, I think just like being able to post stuff that's unfinished, maybe it feels exciting and fun because it is like a bit scary. And it's like, but it also, I think it also just gives you a bit of motivation and momentum because like writing a song, finishing it, mixing it, mastering it, packaging it up, getting artwork, if you want to do a music video, posting it on streaming services, marketing it, it is such a long process. It takes like maybe 6 months. And in between that, you're not getting any like motivate, like you're not getting any of these little dopamine hits. Whereas if you could post it before it's done and released and start marketing it then, that's more exciting because then it's like, people are waiting for it. And it's also like, oh shit, no, I need to get this done. It's the fire under my ass now to like, you're motivated. You to push it out and to get it
It
done.
creates accountability, and I think that that's really can be really motivating.
Yes.
Well, for me, man, like I really need accountability to get stuff done. Yeah.
Me too.
Man.
Oh, me too. Don't we all?
Well, hey, let's start wrapping this up. I want to ask you 2 questions. First question is, what's one artist that you're really excited by right now? I just want to shout out somebody. Give them a bit of love.
Nina Geraci.
Ninjarachi. Hell yeah.
Nina, Nina Geraci. Have you listened to her
I haven't,
album?
but I've checked out some of her stuff, some of her music videos. I think I Love My Computer is one. Yeah. She's good.
Yeah.
She's actually, I was thinking
Right.
about her when we were talking about the genre agnosticism. Like everything's just kind of everything now. I was thinking about her a lot.
Yeah. I like she's super inspiring for me because I've been following her work since like maybe 2012, 2013. Like she's been around a long time and she's been in the shadows doing cool stuff, and she's kind of now having her moment. And it's just and I think the coolest thing is she's never wavered from who she was and what her sound was and what she wanted to do with music. And her stuff is very like Japanese influence and hyper pop. And that was just never, it was, I always used to listen to it through other artists, but it was never like a huge thing. And it just suddenly became a thing at the time that she dropped this album, and it kind of, the universe kind of aligned for her. And it was just kind of like but at the same time, over the 2 years before her album, she probably dropped a track every 2 months. Like she was relentless making music. And I was like watching her just like pump out tunes. But like you could tell she was having a lot of fun because she changed her style, and she was just like doing heaps of shows, didn't give a fuck about like being really famous, was just like, this is sick. And I think that's kind of like where she got to, and that's why it all kind of paid off. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So
Ninjarachi. I said Ninjarachi. It's really funny. I must have been just like a little bit dyslexic there. Ninjarachi.
I love that, Ninjarachi.
That's what I thought it was. I was like, I obviously just, there was too many consonants packed closely together. I was just like, I don't want to read that. Nina Jarachi. Okay, thank you. All right. What's next for Jamie TK? What can we expect from you in the coming months?
I don't know. Good question. More music, hopefully.
Sweet. Maybe a couple of raves?
Yes, I do want to do a show. Nothing locked in, nothing in concrete yet. But I can tell you my ultimate plan is to, I want to have at least, or carve out at least 6 months where I'm just like full focused on music and writing and releasing, and shortening the length of time of like writing an idea and releasing the idea and just like going for it. And like I said, and I've said it a lot of times in this like podcast, is like having a lot of fun and not worrying too much about like the listens, the plays, if the artwork's perfect, if the music video is perfect. It's just like go back to literally the day I kind of started writing on a laptop. And it's like, what was that feeling? What did I want to do? And it's just like to just create and just create fun electronic music and see what I could do with it. And I feel like if I did that now with all the skills that I've built up over the years from taking it more seriously, I don't know. I've never like, I want to try, see what happens through that. So that will be on the horizon for me.
Sounds like exploration, man. Lovely.
Sounds like exploration.
Right. Where can people find you and connect with your work?
In Melbourne. Nah. Come to Melbourne. Come say hi. No. I get, man, Jamie TK on Instagram, on YouTube, on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on Bandcamp, on Deezer, on yeah, Jamie TK. So JAMIE and then space TK. And it should pop up. I think I'm the only one with the TK.
All right, Jamie TK, thank you so much.
Thank you. This has been great. Thanks for having me. And I had a lot of fun too.
Yeah, we've
definitely went to places in my brain and I was not expecting. I loved it.
The magic of conversation.
Yeah.
Woo.
I'm looking forward to our next one.
Absolutely.
Where we check in on how many raves you've been to.
I was hoping you'd forget about that, but no.
I'm not going to forget about that.
All right.
Au revoir.
Sweet.